A man stands before the elders with his hands raised, fingers tense, revealing deep internal conflict. His posture hints at frustration and urgency, possibly trying to prove his sincerity or justify a drastic decision. The room is filled with quiet tension, and the atmosphere is heavy with the weight of impending judgment. He confesses that he made a grave mistake, though not intentionally. His words carry desperation, perhaps an appeal for mercy or understanding. The seated officials listen with unmoving expressions, showing no clear sign of whether they accept his admission or view it as another failure. The next panel shifts dramatically to a vivid memory, the day of the demon invasion. Flames engulf a peaceful town as demonic forces tear through the buildings. Panic and destruction reign, with civilians fleeing and screaming. It's clear that this traumatic event left an indelible scar on those who lived through it. The final scene shows a young boy witnessing the horror unfold. His eyes widen in terror as enormous rifts tear open reality, unleashing grotesque demonic creatures. The background is saturated in crimson and purple energy, symbolizing the chaos. One monstrous figure stands out, a towering, otherworldly invader whose arrival signifies an overwhelming and uncontainable threat. A massive rift splits open in the sky, unleashing a monstrous, spider-like demon creature. Its grotesque form and looming presence cast a shadow of dread over the battlefield, signaling the arrival of something far worse than anything previously encountered. Chaos erupts below as civilians and warriors alike are massacred by the invading demons. Blood splatters, screams fill the air, and panic spreads. This marks the beginning of a large-scale demonic invasion, which will later be known as the emergence of the demon tribe. One warrior tries to rally the frightened, shouting for everyone to escape. The burning village behind him reflects the devastation already caused. His desperation is clear. He's overwhelmed, but still trying to protect those who remain. Another demon charges forward, monstrous and terrifying in size. Its claws slice through bodies with ease, adding to the destruction. The flames surrounding it make the battlefield resemble a living hell. A young warrior, likely the protagonist, is shown looking back, eyes burning with guilt and fury. The emotional weight of that day has clearly left a scar, and he's haunted by the memory of what happened. A seasoned fighter wields his weapon with precision, protecting a group of civilians. His face is hardened, suggesting years of experience, but even he seems strained by the sheer number of demons. His defense offers a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. The flames rage higher as entire sections of the city collapse. Structures burn, rooftops fall, and any remaining order is reduced to ash. The narrator describes it as the day the light was devoured by darkness, a poetic expression of the complete collapse. In the final scene, we see a figure walking alone through the inferno, surrounded by devastation. The narration suggests that this day was the turning point that shaped him, the moment he realized the world was no longer safe or just. It was the end of innocence and the start of vengeance. The young man, standing confidently at the head of the table, makes a bold declaration that shocks those present. His words pierce through the room with conviction, exposing a hidden truth that's been buried under authority and respectability. The man in blue tries to maintain his composure, forcing a smile as he responds. He acknowledges the situation but subtly warns the younger one that he won't forget what has just been said. The weight of his threat lingers beneath the surface of his words. The younger man smiles smugly, completely unfazed. His tone turns mocking as he calls the older man a shameless fraud, implying that his polished image is nothing more than a mask hiding filth and corruption underneath. He leans forward, addressing the entire room with sarcastic reverence. He taunts them, knowing that they've maintained silence about the truth for far too long. This moment is his rebellion, a call-out against an entire institution's hypocrisy. As he turns to leave, he names the head instructor openly, challenging his authority before walking away. His final words sting. He promises to unveil the truth about what happened during the demon invasion, hinting at a larger conspiracy being ignored. The instructor, now clearly irritated, clenches his teeth and attempts to downplay the accusations. Though he tries to maintain a calm front, it's evident that he's rattled by the confrontation, and his control over the situation is slipping. A hidden mountain stronghold is depicted beneath the night sky, establishing the secretive location of the elite special force that only a few within the Martial Alliance even know exists. Their presence is shrouded in mystery and built for highly classified operations. Two masked warriors from the unit draw their swords in perfect synchronization. Their glowing red eyes and coordinated stance suggest a deadly precision and absolute loyalty to their orders, emphasizing their elite status. A flashback transitions to the present as the young man processes the memory with a soft ugh. His expression is tense, signaling that he remembers something deeply unsettling about this unit, perhaps something that connects directly to the current events. Shin Semyeong, calm yet smug, tries to dismiss the significance of the mysterious unit. He claims the situation isn't worth focusing on and redirects attention to other affairs. His deflection hints that he may be hiding his own involvement or knowledge of the incident. He continues his justification, now shifting blame by suggesting that responsibility doesn't fall on one person. He implies that the invasion was the fault of failed coordination, not any specific group, but the guilt in his eyes betrays his attempt to avoid blame. A dramatic scene unfolds showing a powerful warrior, sword glowing blue with spiritual energy, leading the charge against a demonic force. His blade clashes with an enemy in midair, lightning erupting around him, as narration explains that many risked their lives to protect others in the chaos of the night. The older instructor slams the table in frustration, furious at the younger man's casual demeanor. He accuses him of mocking the situation and calls his confidence reckless, clearly irritated by how easily the younger man handles the tension. With a calm voice, the older man announces a time limit. The deadline for the instructor assessment is 15 days. His tone is firm, intending to give the younger man limited time to prove himself worthy or be disqualified. The younger man smirks with amusement at the announcement, repeating 15 days as if the challenge doesn't faze him at all. His expression shows more intrigue than concern, clearly confident in his capabilities. Without hesitation, the young man stands up and declares that he will head out immediately. His resolve is clear. He doesn't need time to prepare or deliberate. He's ready to face the challenge head-on. The older instructor, caught off guard by the sudden departure, tries to stop him, warning that the situation is not that simple. His voice is raised, a mix of authority and desperation, but it's too late to pull back the determined challenger. Another instructor voices his agreement, saying the mission isn't something that can be rushed. He warns that even seasoned veterans have fallen during similar tasks, emphasizing the danger and the weight of the assignment. Despite their concerns, the decision is final. One of the other instructors solemnly declares that the title of assistant instructor can only be earned by surviving the assessment. The moment becomes heavy, filled with the tension of what's to come. The older instructor glares at the departing young man and bitterly declares that he won't ever be coming back. His words are laced with resentment and malice, a final curse hurled with the hope that the young man fails and vanishes from his world. Visibly taken aback, one of the bystanders questions the meaning behind the remark. There's an uneasy tension in the room as the true depth of the older man's intentions begins to surface. This mission wasn't just a test, it was a trap. The young man speeds through the forest at incredible pace, his cloak whipping in the wind. While moving, his internal monologue reveals his awareness of the older man's treachery. He refers to Shin Semyeong as a despicable bastard and shows no surprise he expected sabotage. With narrowed eyes and steely resolve, he acknowledges that the man's scheme was never hidden from him. His words echo a deep familiarity with manipulation and betrayal, proving he's always one step ahead, even in hostile territory. In a quick shift, another man, likely an ally, sits in a dimly lit room and sighs with a grim look. He seems to remember something important, something that hints at an even greater challenge waiting for the young warrior ahead. A chilling realization strikes. The true threat isn't Shin Semyeong. It's someone else, someone more dangerous. With a menacing grin, the man reveals the name Gujash, the leader of Outriders, marking the emergence of a formidable enemy looming just beyond the mission's horizon. A dark and powerful entity shrouded in crimson lightning reflects ominously on the young man who defied fate. He recognizes the moment that changed everything. The boys fall into the abyss, and the chaos that should have consumed him yet somehow didn't. This mysterious being acknowledges the depth of destruction unleashed during the boy's descent, but notes with grave disbelief that the boy did not perish in that cataclysm. Instead, against all odds, he emerged from the ruin alive and transformed. Others watching from a distance seem shocked to discover the truth. They murmur with unease as they realize the boy has survived something that should have obliterated any ordinary human. Whispers of disbelief circulate as the implications settle in. Back in the village, an elder in purple robes listens intently. His face twists with concern as he hears of the boy's miraculous survival. He wonders if this same reckless spirit will once again charge forward blindly, destined to stir up more chaos. On a quiet road outside the city, the young man sprints at full speed with fierce determination. Wind rips through the forest around him as he races toward a destination only he understands, one tied to the past and perhaps to vengeance. As he channels his energy mid-stride, a flash of purple flares from his feet. He mentally questions whether this place Anguum is still the same as he remembers, suggesting a haunting familiarity and deeper personal connection to what's coming. The young man soars through the misty sky, channeling a brilliant surge of violet energy beneath his feet. As he flies, he contemplates the sheer power of the individual he's about to confront, so formidable that even a mage of the fourth circle would struggle to stand against him. A confident smile plays across his lips as he comes to a conclusion. If such an opponent exists, the solution is clear in his mind. There's no hesitation. He knows what he must do to meet overwhelming power head-on. With a gust of mana-infused wind trailing behind him, he descends toward his destination. The lush landscape below stretches around jagged cliffs, and the whirling of air marks the end of his swift journey. His feet touch down with purpose. A massive stone monolith looms ahead as he approaches on foot. Its solemn presence signifies a place of great power or a pivotal moment. The shadows it casts mirror the weight of the decision he's just made. His gaze is firm, his pace steady. Looking up at the towering rock, he declares his intention to increase his mana capacity and ascend to a higher magical circle. The task is monumental, but he speaks it like it's merely a stepping stone in his path. With violet eyes glowing intensely, he affirms that the knowledge and technique needed for 8th circle magic already rest within him. All that remains is to unleash that dormant power, and soon even greater heights will be within reach. The entrance to a hidden place shimmers with a deep blue glow, swirling with magical energy. An ominous violet flame levitates at its center, guarding what lies within. This concealed gateway gives off a mystical aura, suggesting it's no ordinary location. At first glance, the surrounding rock face appears to be just an ordinary cliff. It blends into the natural environment so seamlessly that no one would suspect it hides anything more than rugged stone. But the young man, cautious yet curious, approaches it with deliberate intent. His hand reaches out, gathering a swirl of violet mana, suggesting he senses something unnatural about the area. He releases his mana toward the cliff. As it touches the rock, ripples form like waves moving through water, revealing the existence of an invisible field that distorts reality. It's now clear to him what looked like a cliff is actually a mana barrier. This illusion was designed to deceive all but the most attuned mages, hiding something powerful or sacred behind it. A sly smile appears on his face as he confirms his suspicion. This is indeed the place he's been seeking. He has found the hidden entrance masked with magic. Using his own violet mana, he begins to peel back the layers of the barrier. The swirling currents respond to his touch as he creates a doorway into the unknown space behind it. He explains that places like this concealed behind complex magical barriers are scattered throughout the Central Plains. They lie hidden from ordinary view, guarding secrets meant for only the worthy or powerful to uncover. The young man narrows his gaze with determination as he thinks, "That's it." His confidence suggests he has confirmed the exact location or truth behind what he's been investigating. He activates his violet mana again, releasing complex arcane patterns into the air. These glowing runes shimmer with power, unlocking the next phase of the hidden structure as he moves deeper into forbidden knowledge. A narration explains the nature of the demon tribe, an ancient race of intelligent beings who reincarnate across millennia. Their presence persists like a curse, always returning in cycles to threaten human civilizations. A grand purple gate glows in a cavern, surrounded by ominous demonic energy and carved terrain. This gate isn't merely decorative, it's a functional, magical link that demons have used to invade the human world in the past. However, the demons learned that open, large-scale invasions are too risky. Direct confrontation brings too much resistance from strong human cultivators. So, over time, they shifted tactics to something more subtle. Instead of one large invasion, they prepared multiple hidden gates across various parts of the world, preparing for a massive coordinated assault without alerting human defenders in advance. The protagonist stands before one such concealed gateway, surrounded by protective magic. But now, for the first time, someone has managed to breach its defenses. He gazes upon a demon sealed in stasis, floating ominously in a magical cocoon. The seal that kept this hidden danger locked away is now broken. The protagonist unleashes a surge of magical energy, his body surrounded by intense violet and black lightning. His power explodes outward as he propels himself high into the air, showing off a combination of physical strength and high-level mana manipulation. As he ascends, we get a view of the peaceful cliffside terrain below, emphasizing the contrast between the calm landscape and the storm of power erupting above it. The rocks and peaks stand quietly, unaware of the growing threat that now stirs in their skies. Suddenly, the explosion of energy ruptures the air near the cliffs as the protagonist's power distorts space. Cracks ripple outward, and bright violet bursts tear through the atmosphere. His attack or arrival has triggered a tremor felt miles away. Far off in a forested region, a group of mysterious armored men move under the cover of night. Their sudden pause and alert expressions indicate that they've felt the mana shockwave or sensed an abnormal surge of energy from the mountain. The scene shifts to a close-up of the group tough-looking warriors, possibly mercenaries or scouts. One of them, clearly a subordinate, hesitantly addresses his captain, asking if they might have reached the wrong destination. The bald leader, exasperated, clenches his jaw and questions the information they were given. He mutters that if they were misled or if the location was incorrect, it'll be someone else's neck on the line. His frustration builds, hinting at dangerous consequences for whoever made the mistake. The bald commander suddenly senses a presence and calls out to his men to stay alert. His sharp instincts pick up on the abnormal aura in the surroundings, signaling danger is near. The tension spikes among his squad as they ready for confrontation. From behind a shadowed veil, a voice mockingly remarks on their confusion. A sinister figure emerges, his body marked by dark energy and glowing red eyes. His ominous introduction sets the tone he's here with a purpose, and it's not peaceful. The commander turns in shock as the enemy casually strolls into their encampment, showing no fear. The man's confidence is overwhelming. As he claps, sarcastically applauding them for gathering so neatly, it becomes clear he's toying with them. The soldiers react with caution, unsure of how to proceed. The enemy's mysterious power and calm demeanor have unsettled them. Their leader, despite his experience, is momentarily thrown off, unsure whether to strike or question further. The commander asks with suspicion, "Who are you?" His face is tense, eyes locked on the mysterious intruder whose arrival has thrown their plans into chaos. The pressure of the unknown figure's presence is now undeniable. Sitting high above them on a rocky outcrop, the intruder calmly introduces himself. Holding a glowing violet magic circle in one hand, he smirks arrogantly. His mana pulses ominously, making it clear he holds the upper hand and is ready to strike.